If you were anything like me and wonder why didn't Mike get back to me on that comment I made? Well, you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, world that we live in. I'm on it. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Happy Wednesday to you. But one of the comments was from last week. I'm sorry, from last Monday, 2 days ago. I was talking about the Kong feeder for Boons, and I described it as a weeble wobble, a little hole in it. So when he's smacking around the food, one or two pieces of kibble fall out. Here it is. This is dirty because he likes to grab the top and move it to a certain place, but then you smack it around. So it's just a weeble wobble. It doesn't move like this. It's got this little hole here, and you basically just open it up. You load it up with food, and then you put the little damn it back on it, the base. It's weighted, and they just smack it around. I really should have an Amazon link, right? Doggone it. But, yeah. I don't think of those things. I should start thinking of those things. Interesting legislation out of Oregon. They get to vote on. Let me actually see that there's an update on that after the elections that we had, or at least the primaries that we had. Let me see here. Oregon. Sorry. Excuse me. Pardon me. Oregon hunting ban. Let me do. Man, that thing made this all messed up. All right. Oh, okay. It didn't make it to the ballot. All right. So this is the Oregon initiative that would have banned most killing of animals. I love how it says that, the Oregon Capital Times. Of animals won't be on the November ballot. Oregon hunting and fishing ban fails to qualify for November ballot. Amen to that, y'all. That's a good thing. Good grief. And the whack job that brought it to the representative that started gathering signatures for it just said, I know that we don't really have an appetite for it just yet. Apparently, you have an appetite for burgers made of bugs, but we don't have an appetite for it. I just want to start the conversation. Okay, start the conversation with me. I want to try to get the guy on the show. I don't know. I'm a nice guy, right? I want to get Steve Rinnella's brother on the show, who's a total nice guy. But I want to have a conversation with him. Steve Rinnella's brother is trying to basically shame all influencers and TV show hosts in the outdoor world into not doing that because it's making too many people want to try it, which is the point. I'd love to. I want to know who's Steve Rinnella's brother. I would absolutely love to find out what the hell's going on there. But I want to get this Oregon guy on the show. So I'm going to, if I open my pen up there, there we go. Oregon Dude Show. That's on my notes. All right. So I want to get him on to talk about this because he wants to have a conversation. You want to have a conversation? Simple. How are you going to fund conservation in your state? Because if you did that, I would amend Pittman-Robertson immediately. I would amend Pittman-Robertson that Oregon does not get one P&R dollar. Not one. Not a penny. So how are you going to fund conservation in your state? Because your state conservation is funded by hunting licenses, fishing licenses, the fishing industry, and firearm and ammunition sales through Pittman-Robertson. You eliminate all that, how are you going to fund conservation? Just stupidity on top of stupidity. It is. And it's when we start getting legislation interfering with conservation, this is what happens. Forget about the right to hunt, which we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. But forget about the right to hunt and fish. I mean, forget about that would take away this amazing sport that we get to play in. You can't fund conservation without us. You take that away, what the hell happens after that? Are you gonna go whole hog on this? Are you going to take take meat out of grocery stores too? I went down to Oregon's off the rails, which sucks because Oregon is beautiful. Oregon's gorgeous. Oregon is an outdoor playground, absolutely. Except I think they have orcas up there. I hate orcas. I hate sea lions and orcas. I hate sea lions because they steal my live bait and sometimes my catch. And I just hate orcas because they're just as smart as we are, and they're scary. There we go. The only thing that can run off an orca is a bigger orca. They are the apex. That's it. People think, oh, great whites. Hell no. Great whites will change their lifelong feeding and mating basically pattern and path if they come across a pod of orca. They're gone. Nope. There goes the neighborhood. Here comes some orcas. Homicidal sea pandas is what they are. But Oregon is just beautiful. And if they do this, I mean, what a blow. An absolute blow. But they deserve what they get. They have a commission that is full. I think their commission is like 12 people. Ours is 5. I think their commission is like 12 people. And most of them are anti-hunters. Makes no sense. Again, it's politics getting in the way of science-based conservation. We're not getting political. We're not going to do that at all. But that is gone. Thank the good Lord above. Pennsylvania, as we mentioned last week, Pennsylvania has stepped up and sided with the Constitution of the United States of America. And still the debate is raging on just this week as to whether or not a game warden should be able to go onto private land without a warrant and check on the people that are doing whatever they're doing, fishing or hunting or whatever they're doing out there. Just check up on them. Again, I understand landowners. I get it. If I'm not there and somebody's on my land, I'd love for some John Q. Law to show up and be like, what's up? Right? But, and if I am a landowner and I'm on my land and a game warden comes up to me, I'm like, dude, let's have coffee. You want an NA beer? Let's go. Let's hang out. You want lunch? But I do understand that you can't allow, because of, again, the 4th or the 14th Amendment, maybe both, you cannot allow illegal unauthorized search and seizure. If you have a warrant, that's authorized. If you just want to roll into my crib and start looking around just because, we have laws for that. We have constitutional protections from that. So it's constitutional. So that might be in it, like, okay, where does this isn't politics, this is the Constitution of the United States of America. But it gets political because we make everything political. It's what we do. We make everything political. Sorry, I'm a little distracted right now. There's pictures that, like I said, there's pictures that just kind of scroll on my Amazon device over here. What's up, Queen B? Mm-hmm. Woo! That girl's fine. That girl is fine. A little beach picture. I was distracted. Woo! Hot like fire, that woman. But moving on. So let's get to the order at hand here, and the International Order of Theodore Roosevelt. Might not have heard of them, but they're working their tookuses off to make hunting and fishing a constitutional right in each state. That's right. This is good stuff. Just so we're clear, a hunting and fishing constitutional amendment for the United States Constitution will never happen because of the absolute morons that we have running our country. Sorry. There might be a handful of intelligent people that would look at that and go, okay, yeah, it's probably something. Maybe if we want to get a constitutional, what do you call it? Yeah, I don't know. A high council. I know what it's called. It's just I've had 2 brain surgeries. Quite. So Constitutional Congress, whatever it is, where they get together and they're like, we are going to amend the Constitution of the United States. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to do that. There's no will or intelligence to do that in Washington, D.C. So organizations like the I want to get it right here. It's ITRD or something like that. What is it? IOTR. The International Order of T. Roosevelt. I wonder why they can't be the International Order of Theodore Roosevelt. Anyway, of T. Roosevelt. A group providing funds and policy guidance for the effort being to make hunting and fishing a constitutional right. I applaud them for doing this. I know some of the members of this organization, so I'm not going to say some of the things that I want to say. I'm not even going to say it. They're doing good work. They back legislation in states because, of course, we're big states' rights people. And if you have 50 states, 24 states are already on board. If you have 50 states that have guaranteed the right, the state constitution right to hunt and fish, you don't need a United States constitutional amendment. So we're going to tackle this. We're already halfway there. Colorado's next on the block here. Let's see. The effort comes after a 2024 ballot measure that would have banned all big cat hunting in Colorado. That failed to pass. And there was a current ballot push, like we just talked about, in Oregon. Travis Thompson, the director of policy and coalitions, there we go, for the International Order of T. Roosevelt, said, we've already gathered close to 100,000 signatures. Our goal is 200,000, and we only need 125,000 to meet the threshold, and all signatures are verified except for the ballots and whatever. So this is Colorado after they tried to ban cat hunting. When I say they tried to ban cat hunting, this is the Humane Society of the United States, an evil terrorist organization that wants to ban any kind of hunting and fishing nationwide. They say they go to door, and they pay their people to go door to door. They pay them per signature to go door to door to, let's say here in Arizona, I would say a list of people that have just moved here from California. Ding. You know where I'm going with this. Knock, knock, knock. Hello, Mr. Jones. See that you just moved here from California. I know. Hot weather, am I right? Dry heat, am I right? Hey, listen, do you know here in Arizona, you can kill cats? That's right. You can get dogs to kill those cats. You can just torture them up a tree and just live their last moments of life in fear. And, it's awful. We need to ban this sign here. Oh, yes, you're darn right. These Arizona wackos, these rednecks, we get these guys. Californians moving here and voting like Californians. That's funny. Anyway, that's how they get these signatures. And then when they say they're banning mountain lion hunting, which, by the way, was banned in California, I believe, in 93, and they're still hunting of mountain lions in California because there has to be hunting because they have to call the population. So they just use it as cool tags to give to their buddies. Anyway, but in these initiatives, there's banning of 10 other things, but they pick the one that can pull the most heartstrings, the kitty cats, and then they get it through. So this is what happened. They tried to do it in Colorado, they failed, and now the IOTR, the International Order of T. Roosevelt, they're out there trying to make sure that they get this on the ballot, that it is locked up, jammed up, and jelly tight. And they can make hunting and fishing a constitutional right. I like it. Theodore Roosevelt's the man. So anything that I see with Teddy Roosevelt on, I mean, he's the GOAT. Washington, Lincoln, I get it. Teddy Roosevelt. If you wanted to look it up, it's really cool. There's because it's funny as hell. There's a show that I would watch with the kids every now and again because I'm a terrible parent. Called Drunken History. Drunken History takes people that know history pretty well and gets them like 6 drinks in and then has them tell the story. And then as they're telling the story, they will cut to actors acting out exactly what they're saying and even lip syncing to what the drunk person is saying. Drunken History, it's fantastic. Chef's kiss. I don't know if the producer got in trouble. Something happened. I don't even know if it's still around or someone else took it over. But yeah, but there's one about Teddy Roosevelt and John Muir. John Muir is the OG tree hugger. John Muir, basically that friendship is pretty much like Queen Bee and I's relationship. John Muir went to Theodore Roosevelt and said, "Hey, Prez, why don't you come camping with me?" There was like, "Will there be hunting?" I don't think there's any hunting on the trip. They, actually did. I think they took a deer or something like that to feed the camp for the time that they were out there. They went camping and came to an agreement that all of this stuff needs to be protected. The lands, the animals, the everything needs to be protected. And that's where we got most of the legislation for our national park system, the legislation for Pittman and Robertson, Dingle Johnson. And that's how we're funding conservation. It came from that camping trip. Teddy Roosevelt's a man, bro. Woo. Oh, he unethically did this. Shut up. I love everybody that, especially when it comes to hunting, everybody has this, like, when we basically hunted animals into extinction. I love it that they have this moralistic time machine that they can think, oh, if I went back there, I wouldn't do that. I would only take what I needed. BS. No, you wouldn't. You've been that's the way of life. You would have assimilated to the way of life, and you would have been knocking down, 5-6 bison at a clip. That's the way it goes. Yeah. I just love it. I call it, I got it from Bill Maher, the moralistic time machine that people seem to have. Oh, I would have done it differently. No, you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have. But Teddy Roosevelt, the man, IOTR doing the most. I was worried about this. And the reason why I was worried about this is kind of the same lines of the debate going on in Pennsylvania, where the right for game wardens to come onto private land and do some searches without a warrant. They can't anymore. So that's the bottom line there. But still, there's a debate. A lot of gnashing of teeth. But I go thinking, okay, so the right to hunt and fish, what does that mean? What does that mean? So the IOTR breaks it down. So let me show you what it does here. They call it putting a lock on the door. All right. So let's say, here we go. The language says, and I'm going to get my glasses on so you guys know I'm damn serious about this. All right. Fishing, hunting, and the taking of fish and wildlife, including by the use of traditional methods, shall be preserved forever as a public right and preferred means of responsibly managing and controlling fish and wildlife. Okay. I like that. And I don't like that because we're dealing with politicians. So let me poke holes in this. And I'm not an attorney, but I'm going to poke holes in it anyway. Hunting, fishing, hunting, and the taking of wildlife, including by the use of traditional methods. Do we define traditional methods? I want them listed. And I want them listed in detail, not just hunting with a firearm or hunting with I want all firearms per species broken down that are going to be protected constitutionally. I do. I don't want this to have holes in it. And not holes in it as if the IOTR and their lawyers are intentionally putting holes in it or even mistakenly putting holes in it. I don't want to paint them as not intelligent or doing the right thing. But I know how to think like a politician really well. And I can say, oh, traditional method. You mean with a spear? What tradition? I don't like that word. Tradition, or that term, traditional methods. I don't like that. I would say including the use of firearm, bow and arrow, up to compound bows, and you have to put everything in this. And I'm sure that's not the only. It might be in there. I don't know, but I don't like this because this is how it's worded. IOTR worked on similar ballot initiatives in Florida in 2024. That effort, known as Amendment 2, passed with an 87.3% of the popular vote. I'm sorry, 67. Its language says that, and then I do what I just read to you. And it says, because Amendment 2 was known as a legislatively referred amendment, it had to pass Florida's House and Senate to make the ballot, in which it overwhelmingly did in a bipartisan manner. Cool there. But again, I see like, okay, all right, yeah, I'll go ahead and vote for that. I'll go and vote for that as an anti-hunter and anti-angler, right? And I'm thinking, okay, the next time around that we're talking about this, you go, hey, listen, I'd like to amend that. Traditional methods. It says traditional methods. That doesn't cover ARs. ARs aren't traditional. I hunt with an AR. Yeah, so what are we going to go to? Musket? Black powder? Is that traditional enough? recurve bow and none of these cool compound bows. So if I'm that, I'm like, okay, I want to define traditional methods as, if it's not already defined. See where we're going with this? Shall be preserved forever. I like forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. As a public right and preferred means of responsibly managing and controlling fish and wildlife. I see what they're getting at. That's the North American model of wildlife conservation. It says, and preferred means of responsibly managing. I want it to be the preferred means, as evidenced by or as recommended by the Commission of Game and Fish in that state. There, you see what I'm saying? I never trust. It's cool that they're doing it. I love that they're locking the door on this in a lot of places. I love it. Because when a lot of these ballot initiatives come from the HSUS, it would be easy to squash it and say, you can't do that. We have a right to hunt and fish here. And by the way, I'd list the species as well. All the species, every game species in the state. Have it all listed. This is what is constitutionally protected to hunt, unless listed on the endangered or, close to endangered adjacent list. What, do you trust politicians? I don't trust politicians. So I'm leaving nothing to chance. I don't agree with trapping. I think trapping is barbaric. I think trapping is, I think it's damn near evil. Here's the deal. I know people who trap. I know people who run trapping organizations. It is a legal take of wildlife. And don't begrudge them that. I don't hunt coyotes. I know a lot of people that do, and it's needed for a lot of people. It's needed for a lot more people do. I just don't do it because I don't kill what I don't eat. And I saw a while ago, some dude on TV hunting coyotes with a bow, and he didn't get a good shot on. And that dog, it was a dog. It became like he started barking and flowing. I'm like, nope, you're not going to find me doing that. But that's just me. I know a lot of people that coyote hunt. I know a lot of people who love to coyote hunt. Cool. All right. But it's a legal take. So I'm all about that. But it's those things that they can get into. Like if all of the species aren't listed on these pieces of legislation that are making hunting and fishing a right in these states, if everything isn't listed out, like every species and every subspecies that's legal to take, you're opening yourself up for HSUS to jump in there. You are. List it. Be specific. Traditional methods of hunting, list them all. And if you want to put trapping on there because it is currently illegal, go for it. Or I'm saying now would be a good damn time to not. Look, I love animals. They taste delicious. And I love dogs. That's it. I understand. I understand why people do what they do. I just don't like to do it sometimes. All the time, actually. There's some things that I just will never do. Trapping is one of them, and coyote hunting is another one. I was actually really negative on the whole thought of mountain lion hunting way back in the day. I was like, oh, God, it's a cat. I can't stand cats, and that's generational in my family. Trust me, I have stories. I heard it's some of the best meat in the world. Mountain lion is some of the best meat there is. Had no idea. I believe Queen Bee has had it. I had no idea. My family are shark nuts. We love sharks. Beans love sharks. You know the best tasting fish in the ocean? Shark. If it's legal to take, boom, there you go. So IOTR, love you. Love the peeps in there. I'm really hoping that this legislation that you're putting through, maybe I'll do some homework in my little off time, lists all of the traditional hunting methods and species of take that are legal for take. That's it. I think that has to be done. And if it's done in these pieces of legislation, awesome. But if it's like we're patting ourselves on the back because we said something like, "Oh, it's a right of everybody to hunt in traditional methods," you've left the door wide open. You've done nothing. And you just said hunting and fishing. You're saying hunting and fishing what? You leave the door open. So I'll check. I'll do a little check, and I'm gonna see if I can get that bozo from. Nah, I shouldn't call him a bozo. I'll tell him I call him a bozo. That's fine. But I want to have a grown up conversation about hunting and fishing. I want to have a respectful grown up conversation. I'm going to reach out, and I've already reached out to Renella's brother. I doubt I'm going to hear anything back. I just want to have an intelligent, calm, respectful conversation about why Brother Ranella doesn't want shows like this or shows like his brother's show to exist because it encourages other people to hunt. Seems at first blush, it seems on surface level as something insanely selfish. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they can turn me. I know the Oregon guy's not going to turn me, but maybe Steve Renella's brother runs an organization called Hunt Quietly. Basically, I don't post your stuff. Don't post that you went hunting. Just go hunt and share it with your friends, and you're good. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate you. Really appreciate each and every one of you that comment along, and I will get back to the comments. I promise. And we will do this again on Monday. So, again, stay hydrated out there and don't fall for political shenanigans when it comes to hunting and fishing or anything in our outdoor world. I want to wish you a great rest of your week, and we'll see you again on Monday right here on The Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor